Honey, I think I've fallen for another man. Since when? How far has it gone? Who is he? It's Ji Boda, the poor student we've been supporting. Nothing has happened between us. Lucci, I'm sorry. I know this is selfish, but Ji Boda and I share a soul-deep connection. He may be poor, but he has integrity. He has his own ideas. His eyes hold a light you don't have. So he's better than me. Is that it? That's not what I mean. You're wonderful, Lucci. We're just not right for each other anymore. Ji Boda, he can give you love, right? Well, isn't that something? Since you've made your choice, I'll let you go. Just as we agreed at the start. I'll leave with dignity. Thank you, Lucci. If you want love, then go live without money. The game has begun. My name is Lucci. For 3 years of marriage, I never denied Suwon anything. She loved designer handbags. I never checked the price. She loved traveling. I put deals worth hundreds of millions on hold to travel the world with her. She had a soft heart. When she wanted to sponsor a poor student, I agreed immediately. I paid him 200,000 yuan in tuition every year. I covered all his living expenses. I gave her everything I could. Everything except my true identity. I earned 1,000,000 yuan a year. I own cars and property in the city. She always thought I was just a highly paid employee. She never knew the company was actually mine. I controlled half the city's commercial real estate. I thought our happy days would last forever. Until today. For a poor student, she chose to leave me. Old Lee. Yes, President Liu. First, prepare the divorce papers. She leaves with nothing. Reclaim every house and car under my name. She'll receive notice tomorrow. Second, investigate Ji Boda, a third-year student at Jiangzhou University. Cut off all his funding immediately. Call the president of Jiangzhou University. Tell him I said so. That student's character is questionable. Let them deal with him. Third, send out the order. The group and every partner company are never to hire Ji Boda. I'll make sure that in the city, he can't find a job paying over 3,000 yuan a month. Didn't you want love? Didn't you think that poor boy had integrity? I'll knock him back to where he started. Then see what a man has left after losing everything I gave him. How much will his pride and love be worth then? You wanted a life outside my gilded cage. Fine. I'll show you what real hardship feels like. The lawyer has delivered the divorce papers. Ms. Su reacted strongly when she saw them. She broke down on the spot. She says she wants to see you. I won't see her. She says you deceived her, and that you're being too cruel. There's something else. President Liu. After we cut off the funding, Ji Boda immediately went to Ms. Su. But he wasn't there to comfort her. He kept demanding to know why his funding had stopped. He asked whether she'd upset you. Keep watching them. I want to know their every move. Understood. Lucci, what do you mean? By leaving with nothing, you mean throwing me out? I read the message without expression. It stirred nothing in me. 3 years together. Ended the day she chose someone else. Suwon. The game has only just begun. You heartless bastard. You deceived my daughter, Suwon, and toyed with her feelings. And now you're throwing us out. Get out here. President Liu. Should I have security escort her out? No. That afternoon, my mother-in-law stormed into the company. She caused a scene downstairs for over half an hour. When I refused to show myself, she finally quieted down. Security politely escorted her away. Gone was the way she used to fawn over me. When I had just married Suwon, my mother-in-law visited our home for the first time. When she saw the 30-million yuan villa, her eyes went wide. Lucci, you're such a wonderful son-in-law. We're family now. If we had a large luxury apartment downtown, that would be even better. Sorry, but that's not possible. Later, her younger brother needed a home when he got married. They wanted me to give him a large luxury apartment downtown. I refused. After that, she turned cold toward me. She always said I did not consider them family. Only now did I see clearly. They never loved me. They only loved my money. Ms. Su took Ji Boda to the apartment we used to rent. They went inside. Yes, Ms. Su has a key. Put that apartment up for sale. Have the agent bring prospective buyers tomorrow. I do not want dogs living in my home. All right, I'll handle it immediately. That evening, I received an unexpected call. It was Suwon's father. My father-in-law was a simple, honest middle school teacher. He was usually a man of few words, but he understood right from wrong. The moment he answered, he let out a long sigh. Lucci, I'm sorry I failed you. Please don't say that. This isn't your fault. I failed to raise my daughter properly. Her mother has been thoughtless too. We've caused you trouble. I've already scolded them both. But it is too late for any of that now. I know you're angry. For my sake, could you leave her a way out? Don't go too far. After all, she was once your wife. You're a good man. But good people should not defend fools. Su-won is an adult. She must answer for her choices. I gave her a chance. She chose not to take it. As for a way out, don't worry. I will not let her die. I'll make sure she stays alive, so she can watch the love she chose be crushed by reality. With that, I hung up. The next day, on the homepage of Jiangzhou University's website, an official notice was posted in the most prominent spot. On Jiangzhou University's official homepage, the notice was worded with exceptional severity. It explicitly stated that Ji Boda used others' sponsorship for personal gain, and even forged proof of financial hardship. In truth, his family was not in extreme poverty at all, yet he deliberately concealed the facts to obtain full financial aid. Moreover, he committed academic misconduct while at university, and maliciously drove wedges between fellow students. Following an official review, the university decided to expel him. The matter was also announced to all faculty and students. The news seemed to grow wings. In no time, it had spread across Jiangzhou University. Overnight, Ji Boda went from a resilient, impoverished honor student to a shameless fraud who cheated his way into financial aid. Those who once flocked around him now avoided him like the plague. Even his academic advisor looked at him coldly. He clenched his phone so tightly in his hand, every word in the notice on screen like a blade, shredding what little dignity he had left. His face was white as paper. His fingers trembled slightly from gripping it so hard. How did this happen? Why would the university suddenly investigate me? Ji Boda whipped around to stare at Su-won beside him. His eyes were panicked and accusing. Nothing remained of his usual composure or pride. Su-won was completely stunned too. Last night, she had sobbed bitterly over the divorce papers. Ji Boda had finally soothed her with a few words. I'll always be with you. But this morning, she was hit with this crushing blow. Her first instinct was to defend Ji Boda. That's impossible. Ji Boda isn't that kind of person. Lucci must have done this. He's deliberately behind it. He's taking revenge on us. Lucci. Ji Boda's voice suddenly rose. Some of the panic in his eyes faded, replaced by intense resentment and bitterness. It was him. He must have stopped my financial aid and had the university expel me. Su-won, didn't you say he'd let us go? How can he be so heartless? His accusations left Su-won speechless. Hurt and anger churned inside her. She immediately took out her phone and messaged Lucci. She typed, deleted, and deliberated over every word. In the end, she sent only one short message. Lucci, you've gone too far. Why are you ruining Ji Boda's future? Meanwhile, Lucci sat before the floor-to-ceiling window in the group's top-floor office. Quietly, he looked down at the city's endless traffic below. His assistant, Oldly, handed him freshly printed proof that Ji Boda had forged his hardship documents. He said with a smile, President Liu, Ji Boda really is hiding something. His family received compensation after their suburban home was demolished. His parents also owned resettlement apartments. They are not poor at all. He forged those documents to scam financial aid. Lucci gave the evidence a casual glance. His fingertips lightly tapped the windowsill. He replied evenly. This was all to be expected. That little pride of his was built on the financial aid I gave him. Then his phone suddenly buzzed. He opened Su-won's message, read it once, and deleted it. Then he turned to Oldly and said, Send Su-won the proof of Ji Boda's family's demolition compensation, and tell her this as well. I've done far more than this. When Su-won received the message, she was accompanying Ji Boda to plead with the Academic Affairs Office. When she saw the compensation agreements and bank statements, she felt as if she'd been struck by lightning. She stood frozen for a long while, unable to utter a word. Seeing something was wrong with her expression, Ji Boda hurried over to look. His face instantly turned livid. How do you have those? Lucci sent them to you, didn't he? He's deliberately trying to turn us against each other. Su-won's voice shook uncontrollably. Ji Boda, tell me the truth. Did your family receive demolition compensation or not? Were you never poor at all? All those hardships you told me about, were they all lies? Ji Boda's gaze began to dart away. He did not dare meet her eyes. His tone softened as well. I just didn't want you to look down on me. My family did receive demolition compensation, but that money belongs to my parents. I didn't want to rely on them. I wanted to make something of myself. Make something of yourself. By cheating Lucci out of financial aid. By taking the money he gave you. And you still claimed you had backbone and ideas of your own. Suwon's heart sank, little by little, into the abyss. That so-called soul connection, that love she had once been so proud of, all seemed unbearably laughable in that moment. The academic affairs officer waved a hand impatiently. Stop pleading. The decision has already been made. You are expelled. Pack your things and leave campus. Also, the financial aid you fraudulently obtained will be recovered by the university according to the law. After leaving the academic affairs office, the two said nothing the entire way back. They returned to the apartment Lucci had rented for them. The moment they opened the door, they found a real estate agent and several people standing in the living room. The agent smiled and said, "Hello. The owner has listed this apartment for sale. I brought prospective buyers to view it today. Please pack up and move out as soon as possible. The owner has given you only 3 days." What? Suwon's face was full of disbelief. Lucci rented this place. How can he just sell it whenever he wants? The owner said, "The apartment belongs to him. Naturally, he can sell it if he wants." The agent's tone remained flat. And a reminder, all the furniture and appliances here belong to the owner. You cannot take them. Just clear the place out quickly. After the agent finished the viewing and left, Ji Boda finally exploded. "This is all because of you, Suwon. If you hadn't insisted on divorcing Lucci, how would I have ended up like this? I've been expelled, and I'll never find work again. Now we do not even have a place to live. It's all your fault." Suwon froze under his shouting. Then anger surged through her too. "My fault? You were the one who told me our souls connected. You said you could give me the love I wanted. Now that something has gone wrong, you dump all the blame on me. Ji Boda, do you not have even this much responsibility?" "Responsibility? What good would responsibility do me? Lucci has already blocked every path I have. I cannot find a job anywhere in the city." Ji Boda kicked over the stool beside him. His eyes were filled with savage rage. "Isn't he rich? Doesn't he think he controls everything? I'll fight him to the end." Suwon looked at the twisted face of the man before her, and something inside her died completely. This was nothing like the love she had imagined. Nor was he the young man whose eyes had once shone with light. He was only a man crushed by reality. A coward who could do nothing but blame the world. She silently turned and walked into the room. She began packing her things. The designer bag she once treasured, along with all her luxury goods, had become a crushing burden. She had no job. She could not afford to keep any of them. Over the next 3 days, their lives descended into complete chaos. Suwon tried to sell her designer bags for cash, but found that Lucci had custom ordered them overseas. There was no proof of purchase. No secondhand store dared take them. In the end, she could only sell them cheaply to a pawnshop. The money was not even enough for 1 month's rent. Ji Boda searched everywhere for work. He sent out dozens of resumes. Either they vanished without a response, or interviewers recognized him as the student expelled from Jiangzhou University. They would not even give him a trial period. He finally found work as a restaurant waiter, paying only 2,800 yuan a month. But before he had worked even a full day, the manager fired him for his terrible attitude toward customers. It turned out the restaurant owner was one of Lucy's business partners. He had received word about Ji Boda long ago. With nowhere left to turn, Ji Boda completely tore off his mask of tenderness. He viciously took all his resentment out on Suwon. He not only punished her with icy silence, but also constantly berated and insulted her. He even secretly withheld the meager living money she got from pawning her designer bags, using it to buy cigarettes and get drunk. One time, Suwon clutched her last 50 yuan. She wanted to buy some greens and eggs to build up her strength. For days, she had survived on dry bread. Her stomach had long been aching faintly. But Ji Boda snatched the money from her and threw it to the floor. He stepped on the bills and growled, "All you think about is eating. This money has to last until the end of the month. Are you trying to starve me to death?" The bills were covered in shoe prints, like the last shred of Suwon's hope being crushed. She crouched down to pick up the money. Her fingertips were ice cold. Her heart was colder still. Suwon looked at his repulsive, miserly face. Memories from the past surged uncontrollably through her mind. She had once casually mentioned liking a limited edition bag. The next day, Lucci had placed it beside her bed. He had smiled and said, "As long as you're happy." One late night, she craved sweet soup from an old shop in the south of town. Even if Lucci was in an international conference call, he would send a driver dozens of kilometers to bring it back. It would arrive at just the right temperature. She had always thought those things were shackles meant to keep her caged. Only now did she understand. Lucci had pampered her into a flower in a greenhouse, yet she had insisted on leaping into the mud, only to embrace a tangle of thorns. She wanted to contact Lucci, to beg him for another chance, but she found that Lucci had long since blocked her on WeChat and by phone. She did not even dare go to Lucy's company. She was too ashamed to face him. Even more, she feared seeing coldness in his eyes. But just then, her mother suddenly came to the door. The moment she entered, she wailed at Suwon. "My dear daughter, how did your life become such a mess? Your brother still doesn't have a home for when he gets married. You said Lucci could help out, but look at you now. You do not even have a place to live." "Mom, there's nothing I can do right now," Suwon said warily. "Lucci has already divorced me. He will not help us anymore. Then you have to find a way." Her mother's eyes shifted. She looked at Ji Boda beside her. "Ji, didn't you say you were capable? Then find my daughter a good job, and buy my son a house." Ji Boda's face turned livid, then ashen. He said impatiently, "If I were so capable, would I still be stuck here? Stop pushing me." "So, what if I push you? You took advantage of my daughter. You have to take responsibility for her to the end." Her mother kept making an unreasonable scene. She reached for Ji Boda's clothes. Driven into a fury by her nagging, Ji Boda suddenly shoved her away. The force sent the older woman staggering into the wall. A red mark rose on her forehead, yet he showed not the slightest remorse. Instead, he glared viciously at Suwon. "This is all trouble you caused. Nothing good ever happens when I'm with you." With that, he rushed into Suwon's room amid the chaos. He rummaged through it and took her last few hundred yuan in cash. Then he slammed the door and left. He never showed his face again. He vanished completely from Jiangzhou. Her mother was knocked to the floor. Her cries grew even louder. Suwon looked at the chaos before her. Feeling utterly hopeless, she helped her mother up and said quietly, "Mom, go home first. My own problems. I'll handle them myself." "Handle them? How can you possibly handle them?" Her mother got to her feet and pointed at her face as she angrily scolded. "I told you from the start that Lucci was a good son-in-law, but you refused to listen. You insisted on fooling around with that poor boy. Now look what happened. You've lost everything for nothing. You brought this on yourself." With that, her mother stormed out as well. Suwon was left alone in the empty rental, weeping uncontrollably. At last, she experienced firsthand Lucy's words. Real hardship is not simply losing luxury and fine food. It is the despair of having hope worn away, bit by bit. Living without designer bags was nothing. She could make do without lavish meals. But the endless arguments, the chill of betrayal, the hardship of barely being able to afford food and shelter, and the bone-deep regret gnawed at her hard day and night. She sat on the cold floor, hugging her knees, and found the only remaining photo of herself and Lucci on her phone. In the photo, she smiled with bold, uninhibited joy. Lucci looked at her gently, his eyes filled with adoration. She finally came to her senses. The so-called meeting of souls she had pursued was nothing more than a lie Ji Boda had carefully woven. He had exploited her sympathy and her boredom with an ordinary life, only to secure a way out for himself. The pride he always spoke of had always rested on Lucy's financial support. Once that protection was gone, all that remained was selfishness and cowardice. And what Lucci had given her had never been a cage. It was boundless patience and love, given with all he had. She had crushed that sincere devotion beneath her own feet. To survive, Suwon had no choice but to swallow all her pride. She found work as a cashier at a small supermarket near her apartment complex. It paid only 3,000 yuan a month. Every day, she stood from 8 in the morning until 8 at night. After 12 hours, her legs swelled so badly she could barely bend them. She had never done a day of housework before. She could not even turn on a gas stove. Yet now, in her cramped rental, she agonized over how to make cheap greens taste better with rice. She used to take a taxi everywhere. She had even hated the smell of buses. Now she had to race to catch the last bus. She watched the crowds packed inside, and the familiar designer labels on other people. All she could do was keep her head lowered, hiding the bitterness and regret in her eyes. One day, the supermarket received a shipment of imported chocolate she used to eat often. It was priced at 80 yuan. She clutched the loose change in the register, hesitating for a very long time. In the end, she put it back. Those 80 yuan could buy her vegetables for 3 days, or cover half a month's utilities. Then she suddenly remembered. Lucci used to fill an entire drawer with chocolates of every flavor. All because she had once said, "When you're upset, something sweet makes it better." As for Ji Boda, after taking Su-won's money and fleeing, his life became increasingly miserable. He could not find any decent job in Jiangzhou. Lucy's ban was like an invisible net, trapping him at the bottom of society. He could not handle construction work, and when he handed out flyers, people rejected him. He was even rejected for security work because of his expulsion record. With nowhere left to turn, he actually began plotting something crooked. He tried staging an accident scam like others did, but on his first attempt, he staged an accident with a car belonging to one of Lucy's business partners. He thought he could extort some money, but the man's bodyguards restrained him on the spot. Then they brought him before Lucy. In the office, Ji Boda looked at the man seated behind the desk, the imposing Lucy. All his former arrogance was gone. He dropped to his knees with a thud and repeatedly struck his forehead against the floor, begging, "President Liu, I was wrong. I shouldn't have seduced Su-won, and I shouldn't have deceived you into supporting me. Please, give me a way to live." Lucy raised his eyes and gave him a casual glance. His voice was cold and utterly flat. "A way to live. I gave you one long ago. You chose the road to ruin yourself." With that, he had the bodyguards drag him out. He not only called the police, but also ensured he got a criminal record for the failed staged accident scam. From then on, no employer in Jiangzhou dared hire him. He could only scavenge and beg to survive. All those former, grand ambitions had long been ground into mud by reality. He no longer even had the nerve to look anyone in the eye. Su-won saw Lucy on the supermarket television. On the screen, he was a special guest at a charity gala. He wore a bespoke designer suit, speaking with elegant composure. Every gesture radiated the confidence of a man in total control. The host asked him who he most wanted to thank. He smiled faintly and answered, "I thank those who taught me to cherish what matters, and those who showed me people's true colors." Those words were like a sharp blade, piercing Su-won's heart with perfect precision. She remembered foolishly telling him, "You don't have Ji Boda's spark." Only now did she truly understand. Whatever spark Ji Boda had was merely the shallow pretense of someone untouched by reality. It was a false halo built on deception. One small poke was enough to burst it. But Lucy's brilliance came from the poise forged through business triumphs and setbacks. It was the magnanimity to wield power yet remain gentle. And it was a light she would never deserve. She gripped the barcode scanner in her hand, her fingertips trembling uncontrollably. Without warning, tears fell onto the keypad, blurring the prices on the screen. She finally understood. What she had lost was never just a marriage. She had lost a man who had made her his whole world. 6 months later, after prolonged exhaustion and malnutrition, Su-won collapsed at work. She lay in a hospital bed, staring at the cold ceiling. There was no one by her side to care for her. She took out her phone and searched through her entire contact list. In the end, she could only call her father. Her father rushed to the hospital. Seeing his utterly haggard daughter, his heart broke, and tears streamed down his face. "Won, come home with Dad. I'll take care of you." Su-won leaned into her father's arms, weeping as if her heart were being torn apart. 6 months of pent-up pain and regret finally erupted completely. "Dad, I was truly wrong. I shouldn't have failed to cherish Lucy. I shouldn't have let Ji Boda deceive me. And I never should have destroyed my own life with my own hands. He loved and indulged me so much. Yet I took all his kindness for granted. I even said he had no spark. I'm such a fool, an ungrateful wretch." Through choking sobs, she spoke of all the little things Lucy had done for her, and of her own past selfishness and cruelty. With every word, her heart ached a little more. How she wished she could go back. How she wished she could tell someone once more, "I'm sorry." But she knew in her heart that it was all too late. "What's important is that you know you were wrong and change." Her father sighed and said, "Lucy is a good man. I tried to talk sense into you back then, but you wouldn't listen." Later, he even had someone send me money. He said I should take good care of myself. He also said that if you were ever in trouble, you could go to him for help. Su-won froze. He is still willing to help me. He may still be angry, but he is kind by nature. Her father said, "But, Won, Dad wants you to understand. Even if he is willing to help you, you cannot depend on him again. You need to learn to stand on your own feet and take responsibility for your choices." Su-won nodded. After leaving the hospital, she returned to her hometown with her father. She found work as an elementary school teacher and began living a simple life. She no longer chased designer brands or longed for a glamorous life. She simply lived steadily and honestly, whenever she thought of Lucci, her heart filled with endless regret. But she never sought him out again, because she knew she did not deserve him. As for Ji Boda, in the end, Jiangzhou cast him out completely. Word of his criminal record for the accident scam and his fraudulently obtained aid spread far and wide. Villagers pointed at him and cursed him. His wife fought with him daily and demanded a divorce. His parents lost all faith in him too, and threw him out of the house. He tried returning to Jiangzhou to try his luck again, but Lucy's people stopped him as soon as he entered the city. After all, Lucci had given orders. Ji Boda was never to set foot in Jiangzhou again. Now he could only wander beneath an overpass in a neighboring city, surviving by picking through trash. Rumor had it that he recently had his leg broken while snatching leftover food. He was utterly ruined. Lucci never looked away from the development plan. He lightly tapped the marked site for the central business district. His voice was as casual as if discussing something trivial. They brought it on themselves. When he deceived me into supporting him and dared make a move on my woman, he should have known this would be his end. What about Su-Wan? Ms. Su returned home and used the money you sent through someone to recover from her illness. Afterward, she quit her job as an elementary school teacher. She pulled every string she could to return to Jiangzhou. She also had her father pass on a message to you. She wants to apologize in person and beg your forgiveness. She even said she'd work herself to the bone to make amends. Old Li paused, then added, she has secretly come to the building 3 times. Security turned her away every time. She never even saw you. At last, Lucci raised his eyes. A flicker of icy mockery crossed his gaze. A domineering smile touched his lips, as if he could crush anything in his path. An apology. She is not worthy of forgiveness. I gave her a life of luxury. I also gave her my sincere heart. She chose to bet everything on a liar, and destroyed it all with her own hands. That little bit of regret she feels is nothing more than self-indulgence from someone with nowhere left to turn. I have no interest in seeing it, and no obligation to forgive her. As for her returning to Jiangzhou, tell security, if they see her again, take her straight to the police station, and report her for harassment. After old Li acknowledged the order and left, Lucci picked up the fountain pen on his desk, and signed his name on the development plan. Those 3 years of love had never been his weakness, were merely a trial that exposed how poorly he had judged people. His revenge was never simply about making them face reality. It was about making them pay the harshest price for their betrayal. Ji Boda had lost his backbone, his future, and become a ruined man despised by everyone. Su-Wan was left with endless regret, shut out by him, forever living with the pain of losing everything by her own hand. That was the best punishment for them. Sunset streamed through the floor-to-ceiling windows, casting his silhouette across the enormous development plan. His presence was fierce and imposing. He lifted the coffee from his desk and took a small sip. His gaze held only clear-eyed command and icy resolve. Those trashy people from his past, and all that garbage, had long since been swept clean from his life. There was no attachment left, only the clean finality of vengeance fulfilled. His business empire was still expanding. The future held only people and things more worthy of him. As for Su-Wan and Ji Boda, they were merely on his life's road, a speck of dust crushed to powder along his path. 1 week later, Lucci, Jiangzhou's leading business figure, attended the city development summit. At the entrance, Su-Wan's father stopped him once again. His hair had grown much grayer, and his voice was nearly pleading. Please, show mercy. Let Wan return to Jiangzhou. She truly knows she was wrong. She has cried every day for the past 6 months. Lucci cut the old man off. There was not a trace of warmth in his voice, and his eyes were cold as ice. Sir, I gave Su-Wan a choice back then. She chose betrayal herself. She chose her own path. So, she must bear the consequences herself. I did not drive her onto the streets like Ji Boda, only out of respect for you. Bring this up again. I will not even spare you your dignity. The old man's face instantly turned pale. His lips trembled, but he could not say another word. He could only step aside in defeat. Watching Lucy's departing figure, he finally understood. What his daughter had destroyed with her own hands was a blessing she could never regain. And Lucy's ruthlessness was always the retribution traitors deserved. Lucci entered the venue. The spotlights immediately focused on him. Prominent figures from every field came forward to flatter him, their voices full of awe and eager deference. No one mentioned Su-Wan and Ji Boda's past anymore. Those insignificant traitors did not deserve a place in his world. He calmly raised his glass, and chatted merrily with the guest. His eyes gleamed with the sharpness of a master strategist, and the calm satisfaction of vengeance served. This revenge had been won cleanly and decisively. It was an utterly crushing finale, without the slightest hesitation or mess. From then on, he commanded his business empire, dominating the business world. No shadows remained in his eyes, only boundless glory and an open road ahead. Those past betrayals were merely, in his glorious life, a trivial little episode